Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Nuggets of Life virtual forum. This is our first virtual forum of the year, and we are really happy to have you guys here. We thank you so much for just taking your time to join us this morning. We know it's a cold morning, but I just want to assure you guys that by the time you're leaving this session, you leave here with a couple of things that you've learned. It's going to be an insightful, engaging session. So, welcome, everyone. And without taking so much time, I would like to welcome one of our mentors, Joseph, to just give us a brief introduction of Nuggets of Life, and then we can get straight into today's agenda. So, Joseph, take it away.
Holiday, I'll need you to cast the presentation for me, if you don't mind.
Yes, I have someone on it right now.
All right. Okay, thank you. We ready to go?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And good morning, everyone, and welcome to this session. My name is Joseph Karanja. I'm one of the mentors at Nuggets of Life. My role is to introduce Nuggets of Life to us, and I know some of us know who we are, but for the sake of those who are new, this is who we are. Nuggets of Life is basically a mentorship program. If you look at the program, if you can roll to the second slide, if you notice at the background, there is a flower. This is a lotus flower for those of you who may not know which flower it is. Our mentorship program basically draws inspiration from this beautiful flower, which is a lotus flower. And I will pick about 3 quotes which are presented there to show what exactly inspires us about this flower. And I'll pick a quote by Jennifer Williamson, and she says that the lotus flower is a reminder of the beauty that comes from change, the magic that a new beginning brings, and the seed of potential that's buried in the most unlikely places. The second quote by an anonymous person, just like the lotus, we too have the ability to rise from the mud, bloom out of the darkness, and radiate into the world. In the third quotation by Marianne Williamson, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? But the question should be, who are you not to be all that? And those are the key characters of the lotus flower that inspire us. And what is our mission? Our mission as Nuggets of Life is to build strong minds, character, and communities through mentorship and leadership development. Our vision is a generation of effective leaders who positively impact their communities and beyond. We are driven by a number of values, actually about 5 of them. And these values include service, inspiration, resilience, hope, accountability. How does service look like for us? Nuggets of Life is committed to her mission with dedication, selflessness, and excellence, and puts the needs of others before personal gain. Inspiration. Nuggets of Life encourages others to believe in their potential. And that is what we try to do with the young people. Resilience. Nuggets of Life fosters confidence, problem solving, and long-term success, helping people thrive an ever-changing world. Hope, encouraging a positive outlook, believing in possibilities that life has, and encourage to work towards a better future, even in difficult times. Accountability, Nuggets of Life encourages taking responsibility for one's decisions in life and commitments, being transparent and owning up to our mistake at all times. Our mandate is to solve three problems. One, and as I mentioned, is basically mentorship program running around the youth, basically those who are in uni or exited uni, looking at joining the workforce or already there. And our mandate is to solve three problems. Number one, we've identified that there's a generation of youth who are deficient of the core competencies and soft skills needed for life and work. How is that? The exaltation of examinations course, which you get in school, over the holistic development of the child has yielded a generation of learners deficient of the core competencies and soft skills needed for life and work. Nuggets of Life responds to this by fostering critical thinking, problem solving, public speaking, professional writing, teamwork, digital literacy, leadership, professional attitudes, work ethic, career management, intellectual fluency, and many others. The second problem that we aspire to solve is inadequate access to mentorship and leadership development for transition into the to the marketplace. This we noted many of us who've gone ahead of you have missed mentorship opportunities. So how is this? Inadequate access to mentorship and leadership development is a critical barrier. Young professionals transition into the marketplace, career growth, skill development, and networking. Nuggets of Life responds to this by offering real-world insights and expertise from experienced professionals, teaches workplace practices and professional etiquette. The third problem that we aspire to solve is mental health vulnerabilities associated with youth unemployment. And I think that is the theme for the day. Unemployment is associated with increased mental health problems, depression, and anxiety disorders. Developing resilience is an essential skill, and knowing how to recognize stress factors and finding ways to cope improves one's ability to bounce back. Nuggets of Life responds to this by addressing mental health vulnerabilities through resilience building and positive youth development. That is whether in our workplace or in general life. Moving on. Our mentorship program is structured as follows. We anchor it on 5 pillars. One is identity, where we help people to identify who they are. So we help ask questions like, who am I? Whose am I? And what makes me, me? And personal branding, so that we can be able to step out. Emotional intelligence is the second pillar, which we encourage people to have a growth mindset and to foster confidence so that we are able to get to the marketplace in a confident way and we are able to scale up. Leadership, personal leadership, and time management. If one is not able to manage their time properly, they will not be able to lead themselves properly, and therefore they may not be able to lead anyone else. Then goal setting and career planning, communication skills and presentation, where we support and help people be able to identify and work on their communication and presentation skills and capabilities. How do we deliver the program? The program actually is structured in 3 ways. We deliver it in 3 ways. One, a year-long cohort mentorship. That is a program which runs for a whole year. We get to enroll mentees and run them through a program for a whole year. Then we reach out to the youth through Youth Connect virtual experience, like the one we are having today on a particular topic. Then we have Youth Connect Outreach out there. We deliver this program through seminars, speakers, mentorship, which is like one-on-one on live, mentorship calls where we engage with the mentees as mentors, then digital resources, and we do fireside chats through that one-year program, and then also involve the alumni who have graduated through. A one-year mentorship program started about 3 years back, and the first cohort that was enrolled and ran through the program came in and ran through 2023 to 2024, and they graduated after 1 year, that is in June 2024. Then we have cohort 2, which came in and ran through 2024 to 2025, and this group graduated in August 2025. We've enrolled a third cohort, which is currently running from mid last year, and will be graduating at the end of this, at the end of June this year. An outreach program is basically to institutions. We've looking at the presentation there, we've had a chance to visit St. Catherine of Siena, Gaturi Girls, Elite Chris Academy, Kenyatta University School of Law, Parkland campus. We've had outreaches to churches as well, an outreach to the youth in Muiga Parish, that is in Catholic Diocese of Nyeri, and an outreach to the youth at Kashika Catholic Church in Nairobi Archdiocese. Moving on, our virtual program which we run and is running today, we've had an array of speakers. We've been able to tackle various topics. For instance, cultivating a growth mindset. We've been able to tackle youth entrepreneurship, virtual forum where we're able to tackle navigating the evolving job market and discovering the jobs of tomorrow, mental health and well-being, among many other topics by our mentors and other outside speakers. Moving on, that's a list of our cohort 1 graduates. Moving on, cohort 2 graduates. And eventually, this is cohort 3 mentees who are currently running through the program for 1 year. And eventually, or finally, we have the mentors who have volunteered to provide their skills, their expertise to the mentees who are coming from various backgrounds as indicated there. And finally, here, you may want to join the conversation and share your thoughts and be a part of the growing online family. You can interact with us through our websites, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X. And with that, unless there is a question, I hand it back to Holiday. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joseph, for that detailed introduction about Nuggets of Life. We are going to be sharing their social media handles and their website link on the chat as well, so you guys can just go check out more on what we do, engage with us. You can follow us on our pages, join our WhatsApp channel, and so on and so forth. And without further ado, I would like to bring in our amazing guest speaker for today, who is going to be an inspiration to all of us today. And I think I will only do you guys justice if I let her introduce herself as she gets into the session. So Esther, feel free to come in now.
Thank you so much, Holiday. Good morning. I hope we are all well and we are ready for today's session. I'm excited to be here. So as I share my screen, Holiday, I'll just love to hear the introductions quick from the members and what are their expectations for today. Thank you.
Okay. Would you like us to do that on chat or just mentioning it?
We can do it on chat. We can do it on chat.
Okay, so you guys feel free to introduce yourself in the chats. I understand we do have some people from Zambia as well. We welcome you guys to this session. So feel free to introduce yourself in the chat and just basically tell us what your expectation for this meeting today is.
Thank you so much, Holiday. I hope we can all see my screen. If we can, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Yes, so my name is Esther Omondi. I'm a born again believer. I'm an advocate of hope, mental health, as the poster was displaying. I'm also a young person like everyone else who is here, passionate about growth, passionate about hope, passionate about healing, passionate about mental health, our mental state, passionate about just building resilience and coming out of the dark places and just sprouting out and just believing again, hoping again, trying again, and just growing. And today I'll just like us to take us through a few things, and I pray that by the time we leave here, we'll be transformed, our minds will be renewed, we'll be healed, we'll be encouraged, and we'll be in a better place to face the world. So on the topic given was on personal growth and mental wealth, finding your why, and just living on purpose, knowing why are you here at a time such as this? Why were you born? What were you born for? Who are you? What is your identity? And I'd just like us to know why this conversation, why are we having it? We find that we are a generation whereby we want instant gratification. We are running so fast, we are working, but the question is, are we moving into the right direction? Are we building a life that matters? Or we are just having accomplishments, we are just working for the sake of work, we are just impressing the people around us. What are we doing? Yes, we go to work every day if you're working. We go to schools, our careers, but do we find fulfillment in it? We are getting burnt out here and there. It's so familiar. It's not healthy. Success feels urgent, but what's the true definition of success that I can say as Esther, this is success for me? So I'd like us to just dive in today and just get to know what is this personal growth, what is mental wealth, and how we can be able to move into our God-given purpose in this life. So when we look at personal growth, I'll define it as the intentional development of your whole self. That I mean becoming better than you were yesterday, you not competing with others or even comparing yourself with others, but evolving into who you were created to be. And when we look at this personal growth, it is in different areas. That is in spiritual, in mental, in emotional, in physical, in social, financial, and purpose. Yeah, so when we talk about spiritual, by this we mean how is your inner life? How is your connection to God? What are your beliefs? What are your values? What are your moral compass? How is your relation? How is your prayer life looking like? Do you study the word? What is your character like? Are you living with your values daily? And all that. So as I said earlier, when we look at these types of growth, I like us, for example, the spiritual growth. I like us to look, what does the Bible say about spiritual growth? We have grown up knowing that read your Bible, pray every day if you want to grow spiritually. So spiritual growth revolves around those areas. When we look about around the mental or intellectual growth, it's just expanding your thinking capacity, improving your emotional intelligence, and also developing resilience. You can read, you can learn, you can develop skills, you can have critical thinking, and you can also be exposed so that you can be able to know about different settings or environments and also be able to produce fruit according to your capacity. Then there's also the career or purpose growth. This is where you discover now your calling, why you are born, why you are meant to be here on earth. Is there excellence in your craft? Are you disciplined enough? Is there a long-term vision that you have? And also, are you creating impact wherever you are, not just building a career, but is there impact? Then the other one, emotional growth. This is where we are learning to understand, manage, and also express our emotions in a healthy way. It is where now we are more self-aware. We create self-awareness, we manage emotions, and we also heal past wounds. We forgive if we had issues with forgiveness or we had wounds before, and we also develop emotional intelligence. There's a story told of a lady, and this lady grew up in a certain homestead, a family of four, and she was the last one in the family. And this girl grew up in a very hectic environment, a negative environment. The parents' expectations were different from who she was as a lady. The parents were expecting for her to be the high performer kid, to be the kid who follows their instructions all the time, to be the one who prays all the time, who delivers all the time. But this is she was she was just a girl who was trying to find a way and just grow like any other child. You find like growing up, there was a lot of negativity. You cannot do this, you cannot make it, you are the last one, you cannot achieve this, and all that. So growing up, this lady just grew up with a lot of emotional baggage, a lot of negativity, a lot of wounds. And you find that you grow up as an adult, and yes, you grow up, but you have an inner child inside of you crying to be healed, bleeding of the past wounds, of the past traumas that you have had. So unhealed wounds, you find they leak into relationships, career, and also they bring down your self-worth. You start thinking less of who you are. And the other one is physical growth. By this is just caring for your body through health, rest, nutrition, and also just having discipline. You find that burnout, at times we work so hard and we end up having burnouts, which is not a badge of honor. Even you find that Jesus rested, so who are we not to rest? So you find that if you don't rest, you will be found with fatigue, and yet your body needs a lot of rest to be able to manage the other activities of life. Then the other one is social or relational growth. By this, I mean, how do you relate with people? How is your connection with people? Do you have friends? Are you building healthy relationships, friendships? Are you able to communicate well? Are you able to solve conflicts well? Do you have a community whereby when you're feeling down as a person, when you need encouragement as a person, you can go to You find that just growing alone, isolation, you find it brings up insecurities in us. We were meant to grow, and also we were meant to just have a community around us. The last one is financial growth. This is things to do with money. How do you manage your money? Do you have skills to manage your money wisely? Are you building a sustainable career? If you're working, what are your thoughts about money? Why do you think you should be having money, earning? Do you think you should be budgeting, saving, investing, avoiding debts, and also having multiple streams of income? So these are the 7 areas of personal growth that we are going to look at today. And we were also talking about mental health. We are known for mental health as a generation, but what is the other side of mental health, mental wealth? So you find that mental health, it's just the overall psychological and emotional well-being. It affects how we think, how we feel, how we behave, how we handle stress, how we relate to others and make decisions. When we speak about mental wealth, it's about just building a mind that can thrive through any season. Yes, there is this setback, but am I able to rise against it? For example, I can just give live examples of this girl that I began her story. This girl who grew up in a negative environment, she was not that high performing kid, and she desired, after Form 4, she desired to maybe join a university like the rest of her schoolmates, like the rest of her classmates. But this was not the case for her. She ended up staying a lot outside university for a lot of years before joining in. You find that she was able, through the negativity and everything, she had to rise above all these so that she can be able to discover her God-given purpose and also move on with life, leaving all that was behind and just moving forward. So by this is where mental wealth comes in. Yes, there was this setback, there was this moment that I was feeling so down, there was this job opportunity that I lost, there was this identity crisis season for me, there was these grades that I got that were not pleasing for me. But mental health wealth says you're building a mind that can thrive through any season. It's the difference between simply surviving and truly flourishing. Do you have a strength of mindset as a person? Can you find clarity amidst of chaos? Can you be resilient amidst of chaos? Can you find inner peace amidst of chaos? Can you have emotional stability, self-awareness, and discipline even when things are just going the other way around? Can you stand as a person and just say that even though this is happening right now, I can be able to move on past it. I can be able to collect myself and think right so that things don't come to a standstill and wait for you to be okay for things to move. So in the book of Proverbs 23:7, you find it says, as a man think in his heart, so is he. So mental wealth says, even amidst all things, the way you think about yourself must be different, because your thoughts, a wealthy mind, it means that you will have thoughts that can drive the activities that you do in a daily into the right direction without just crashing. So on these, yes, we are talking about mental wealth, we are talking about personal struggle, but there is a real pressure in our generation. I know most of us can relate. We have deadlines to meet that never stop. And yes, we know that our success in life is defined if we are able to meet these deadlines. We have expectations from everyone, from family. Everyone is expecting you by a certain age. You have your job, you have your family, you have a stable career. But on the real side of life, these things are not just happening the way we want them to. We have social media comparison. You see, you have your colleagues, those people you grew up with, their life is moving swiftly, they are achieving things, but your life, for example, it might not be the same as theirs. It might be just moving steadily and slowly. We are constantly seeking validation from people, just to be understood, to be heard, to be listened to. We have the fear of missing out, FOMO. We do not want to miss out on things, so that we don't feel like life is just moving without us. We are not succeeding. We have fear of also falling behind and just having stagnation in our lives. We have fear of performance. And at the end of the day, if we do not achieve all things, we find ourselves feeling like we are so unworthy. But worthy is not just something that we earn, it's something that we carry. It's the thing that is inside of us that makes us worthy, not what the world thinks, not what the environment around us is saying, not what we want to hear from people, but does success really look like, even with these things that we think that are success to us. We might think that success maybe is money. If I have lots of money, I'm successful. If I'm famous in my generation, if people know me, my name, I'm successful. If I have that perfect body, figure eight, I'm successful. If I have relationship goals, if I'm in a thriving relationship, in a thriving friendships, that means I'm successful. If I'm always getting constant validation from people, I'm always people are always telling me, yes, Esther, you're on the right track. Yes, Esther, you need to do this. Yes, Esther, keep moving. This means I'm successful. But what is success really looking like? For me, success looks like peace, looks like alignment. Do I have peace in my daily life? As I do that job, do I have peace? As I do that career, do I have that peace? As I do that ministry work, do I have peace? As I do that business, do I have peace? Is it aligned to my purpose or my goals? Do I have an integrity? Is who I am when people are seeing me and when they are not? Do I do I just have integrity? Am I growing through the phases of life? This girl that I'm telling you about, uh, she was able to just rise above the negativity. And she was, in 5 years' time after her finishing her Form 4 studies, she was able to recollect herself and join university. She was not that of a high performer, so she had to start from the lowest point of education. She did a certificate, completed it. She did her diploma, completed it. She did a degree, so she was able to recollect herself and just grow again and just build life in the true meaning of success: peace, alignment, integrity, growth, healing, the right identity, the right definition of who you are, whose you are, and what are you meant to do in this world. So success is just becoming who God created you to be, not who the world desires you to be, not who your parents desired you to be, not what the society desires you to be. So even as we talk about the real struggles in our current generation, I like it's very uncertain to talk about the struggles without talking about, okay, yes, we are going through this, or this is our current state in our generation, but how do we build on resilience? And what is this resilience looking like? We say that resilience is the ability to bend without breaking. It's staying rooted during storms. It's not letting pain redefine your identity. You find that resilient people don't avoid storms, they build strong foundations. So, as we are here today, how can we build this resilience? We have first to know how to control our thoughts. Yeah. For example, you just lost your job. You got a letter from your boss the other day. You just finished school and you're looking forward to join university, but you do not have the capacity. You do not have maybe the finances or the support system. You desire to build this business, but things are just not working your ways in your way. Are we able to control our thoughts? Are we able to say to ourselves, yes, this is happening to me, but what can I do about it? Can I change this situation? Can't I change it? What can I do about it? The second thing, separate the failure from your identity. Whatever has happened in your setting, that is not who you are. That is just an happening. That is just an event. And your identity is who God created you to be, who God says you are, who God speaks of you in His word. So, are we able to separate our failure, our identity, the happening, the event from the identity? Number three, are we able to heal and don't hide? If you're facing maybe a setback, are you able to name it? Are you able to know this is the thing that is affecting me right now, that I can't be able to move forward well, that I can't be able to think straight, that it's giving me stress all the time? Are we able to just know and name it and be able to acknowledge this is the happening, this is the event, and just heal from it. Number four, building just spiritual depth. We find that all the life situations, everything that we are facing, the answers are usually in the book that is provided unto us, and that is the Bible. Are we able just to go back to this book and know what is the Bible saying about my situation? If I'm having a leadership failure, I'm not able to lead a team well because of one and two things. What is the Bible saying about leaders? We see leaders all over the Bible, from David, from Gideon, from Joseph, from Moses, Joshua. What is the Bible saying? It says, be strong and courageous, for I am with you. Are we able to look unto that truth according to our circumstance? Are we able to? The fifth one, choosing growth over comfort. Yes, this is the event, this has happened. And at times we find ourselves just thinking that we cannot move forward. We just want to stay there in the point of remorsefulness, at the point of grief, at the point of failure, at the point of what people spoke about us, at the point of that's who we are, at the point of I hear people say my attitude is my born gift. We want just to stay there, but growth requires us to just pick ourselves up and just move forward. The sixth one, surround yourself wisely. The Bible tells us that show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. So who are you surrounding yourself with? what is your community like? Are they people who encourage you? Are they people who just tell you, Esther, you're just doing okay, there's no need of doing that, there's no need of taking that step and moving forward? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they people who make you accountable? Are they people who help you grow? Are they people who bring you out of dark places and speak life into your why, into your life? And the seventh one, the most important, remembering your why. Why are you who you are? Why are you here on earth at a time such as this? What were you meant for in life? In the book of Proverbs 24:16, the righteous falls 7 times, and yet he or she rises again. But you have to remember, who am I? Whose am I? And what was I meant to do in this world? You find that you falling down or you having that event or that setback was just an event, and it's a normal happening. It will happen and more of it will come in life, but just you staying down might be just an option. But the way to go is just rising above it and just moving onwards with life. Yes, but we are talking about mental wealth, we are talking about personal growth. But why are we talking about it? What is your purpose? Why do you do the things you do? Is it just to feel successful? Is it just for validation? Is it just for people to know, yeah, I'm the guru in this, or yeah, I made it? Is it just for you to feel like this is what was expected of me, this is what my parents desired, this is what society desired? But what is your real purpose here on earth? So by purpose, I mean it's the reason you exist. It's the reason that all of us exist in this forum. And it's the problem you are created to solve on this earth. It's also the impact your life is meant to make. Yes. So if we had other definition of purpose, maybe we can adopt this definition today, because it's just why we exist, the problem we were meant to solve, and also the impact that it was meant to make in this life. You find that without purpose, we hustle, and our daily hustle becomes so exhausting. We just feel burnt out. We just feel stressed. We just feel overwhelmed. I've heard people say that I'm just working just to earn that money, to pay rent, to pay my bills, and just for life to move on. Success feels empty. You don't even know why you're doing what you do. And you also just find that validation, just feeling validated, becomes addictive. And with purpose, you find the sacrifice that you make, you do every day makes sense. Delays don't destroy you, also don't define you. Of this story that I'm telling you today, of this young girl, you find that yes, she was able to join a school after 5 years. 5 years later, she was able to recollect herself, grow herself, join the university, get a job to do to support her university. You find that these daily sacrifices that she made, they made sense at the end of the day. The delay, the 5-year delay, was not the end of her. And also the storms that were around her did not define her. So as we dive into this thing called purpose, why we exist, I'd like us to know, how do we discover it? We have looked at what success is, what it is not. But when we look at purpose, how do I discover my purpose? How do I know this is what I was born to do? This is not what I was born to do. Is it through a feeling? Is it through an experience? What is it all about? So the number one, I'd like us to know that purpose is not a job. It's a calling. It's not what you do on a daily. It's a calling. You find that most of us usually have anxiety because you normally think, okay, yes, I've finished school, but I don't know even my career path. I've graduated. I don't know what job suits me. Should I go to the job that I was just according to what I've studied? I just don't know my purpose. But you find that purpose is just bigger than any job title, is what you do, but purpose is why do you do what you do on a daily. You find that you can still change careers in your life journey and still walk in your purpose. You find that it's about the impact you make, the values you refuse to compromise as a person, and also the problems your heart is drawn to solve. You find that even as you are discovering this purpose, you find that you are not designed by just coincidence. It was not by accident. It was by intention. In Jeremiah 1:5, you find that we are told that before I formed you, before even God formed any of us, He knew us. He set us apart and He appointed us as prophets to the nation. So it means that we were born with a purpose already, even before we were formed, even before we came unto this earth. The second thing, you find that purpose leaves clues. You find that purpose is rarely discovered in one moment, it is revealed through patterns. So you might want to ask yourself, what constantly excites me as a person? You might find your purpose in that. What injustice or what problem in the society today deeply moves you as a person? What do people naturally come to you for? If you find yourself, people always finding a safe space in you, just coming for advice, just coming to talk to you about the situations or issues they are facing in their lives, that could be purpose that you need to focus on and you need to bring it to light. You might want to ask yourself, do I do well even without recognition? Even without people giving me a hand clap? Hey, Esther, you have done well. Hey, you're doing well. I can see you're moving well. Am I able to do well even without recognition? Am I able to lead well even without being appraised or applauded? When do I feel most alive? You find most of the times your purpose usually hides in your passions, what you like to do, in your pain, that thing that might have caused pain in you, the gifts that you have, the burdens that you have, and also the experiences. You find your most purpose or your most pain at times becomes your purpose. Then, number three, you find that purpose is found in identity. Even before your life is directed to a certain place or to a certain area, you find that you cannot discover your purpose if you do not know who you are. So, these, friends, is the first point of just discovering your why you are meant to be on this earth. So if your identity is built on approval, social media likes, comparison, the number of followers that you have, performance, your GPA score, then your purpose, you'll find it will constantly change. But when your identity is anchored in whose you are, who God says you are, He says that you are loved, you're chosen, you're created intentionally, your direction becomes clearer. If He says you are fearfully and wonderfully made, then that's where your identity is built on. If He says that He has a plan and a future for you, then that's where your identity is built on. If He says that remain in me and I will remain in you and you'll bear much fruit, then that's where your identity is built on, not what the society might think. You might think that you are your salary, you are your followers, your GPA score, as I said, your relationship status. But the reality or the truth is you are chosen, you're valuable, you're loved, you have a future and a hope, and you are born for a given purpose at a time such as this. Then the fourth one, you find that purpose is discovered in motion. You cannot just grow or be born and you just find that, yes, I was just built to do this, because when you move, you begin to now discover this is what I was meant to do. Your clarity comes on the way while you're just going, while you're just serving, while you're just volunteering somewhere, while you're just trying different things, where while you're just taking small steps every day, while you're just saying yes to growth opportunities and not just staying stagnant or staying still somewhere. But purpose most of the times comes or is discovered when you move and when you not just stay at one place. You find most of the time the people who discover their purpose at the right time or just on time are people who are constantly moving in life, constantly moving despite setbacks, constantly moving in the right direction. Then the fifth one, you find that purpose requires growth. You cannot just discover your purpose and say, as Esther, this is what I was born to do. But after you knowing this is what I was meant to do, you need to build capacity, you need to build stature, you need to build your character, you need to have discipline for it, you need to have humility, patience, resilience, so that you can grow into your God-given purpose. You find that in this moment of growth, there might be a lot of stagnation, delays, but delay is not denial. It is just progress in motion. You might not see it coming to be, but it is not denial. You find that if the vision is big, if your purpose is big, then you find that the preparation moment, the capacity building moment must also be enlarged for it to fit the purpose that you are meant to. In Habakkuk 2:2, you find we are being told that we write the vision and make it plain on tablets so that a herald, so that you may run with it. For the revelation awaits an appointed time, but it speaks to the end, and it will not prove false. Though it lingers, you just wait for it. It will certainly come and it will not delay. Yes, you find that your vision will come, your purpose will come, you'll be able to discover it, but maturity, capacity, stature sustains it. Then number 6, you find that purpose is not just about contribution. It's not just about you going to work every day and doing your daily role and just calling that day a day. It's not about you just doing your business daily. And once you've made profit, that's the end of you. That's all that matters to you. You find it's about contribution and not attention. We find that we are living currently in a generation that is desiring to be seen, heard, and known. But you find that if you discover your purpose, it's not just about you being famous, it's about you being faithful. You might need to ask yourself, who benefits from my growth, from my business, from my career, from that job that I do, from my gifts, who benefits from it, who is impacted by my obedience. Is there anyone that you're impacting? Is there a life that you are touching daily by what you're doing? Is there anyone you're helping to walk in alignment? Is there any person that you are mentoring in your journey according to the skills that you have, according to the experience that you have? This is all what purpose is about. True purpose, you find it's beyond self. It's about what you can do for your environment, for your community, for your society. It's not just something you do for you, but for entirely the people around you and the community at large. Then number 7, you find that you do not find purpose, you grow into it. Yes, I know while growing up, we are told that when I grow up, I want to become this and this. When I grow up, you're told who you are to become, but you find purpose, you grow into it. What you desired at 18, you might not see your full 40. At 25, you might not see 50 with the things that you wanted to achieve or the things that you're being told to achieve at a certain age. So you find purpose grows gradually and you grow into it. It's like a transformation journey. Every season reveals another layer and you just grow into it. And maybe you're here and maybe you are just confused about life and you don't know what to do. You're in that moment whereby you're just working for bills. You're in that moment whereby you're just doing business for bills. You've just completed school and gone to university because you have been told to do a certain course that it's not even your desire. You're here and maybe just you're thinking, what can I do for myself? What did God create me to be in this world? I urge us today just to look into those areas and have just a reflection moment and just ask yourself, who am I? Whose am I? What was I meant to do? Is the thing that I'm doing inspiring generations? Am I growing people? Am I impacting people? Am I pouring out into people? Is it just for me, or how am I looking at what I'm doing today? And you find that even as you grow into purpose, you find that at times the growth might be so slow that you even wonder, my life, was it meant to be this slow? My age mates, my colleagues, they are moving so fast. Why is my life this slow? Why is my progress this slow? So you find, friends, slow growth is still growth. In a generation whereby we desire instant gratification, we do not want delayed gratification. We just want things, microwaved things, just instant things. Here's what matters: just being patient with yourself, being patient with your journey. Yes, I'm growing. It's a day at a time. But am I patient with myself? Am I patient with my growth? I understand that you have to understand that how another person is growing is not how I'll be growing as Esther. How you're growing is not how your friends will be growing. So just be patient with your growth, build foundations like your identity. You have to know who you are. You have to know whose you are, so that even when setbacks come on the way, you stand on the foundation that was built on a strong foundation that was built on who you are as a person, who is you are, so that the definitions of society, the definitions of your parents, the definitions of your colleagues, that the definitions of your friends do not become who you are. And also another thing, celebrate small things. This girl that I was telling you about, the moment she did her certificate, she was able to do her diploma, and it was just a celebratory moment. For some, they might think, yes, she had a lot of time to just discover herself, discover her calling, and also just build a career. But for her, these were just small wins that needed to be celebrated, and they needed to be seen by the world, because it took a long time for her to be there and for her to achieve what she was able to achieve. Then the last thing, stay consistent. If you've started this journey, you've discovered your purpose, you've discovered your why, you've discovered you need to make impact by your why. You need to stay consistent. Not you're here today, tomorrow you've lost track, you've lost hope, you've lost momentum. You need to stay consistent, because you find even a tree, when it is growing, it grows with its roots first, then it sprouts up and grows fruits. So this is built by consistency. And I like just to mention to us that may we not despise the process, the preparation process, the slow growth, the work that you're doing now, the discipline, the growth, the small steps matters along your journey. Then, even as we have talked about all these, maybe you might need something to keep you on track daily. You can create this checklist every morning, every day. You can ask yourself, did I feed my spirit? What did I feed it with? Is it by what people think? Is it by who I am truly who I am truly? What did I feed my spirit with? What energizes me as a person? What can I change? What can't I change? Did I challenge my mind to do better? Did I rise above the storm even though it was taking a toll on me? Did I manage my emotions well? Did I move my body? Did I nurture relationships? Did I steward my finances wisely? Did I move 1% towards my purpose? You find that as you answer these questions, you find that growth is usually daily. It's on a daily basis, and it might be gradual. It's usually gradual, but just stay on course and stay on it, because there is a purpose that you need to fulfill at the end of the day. It might look small as at now, it might look not worthy as at now, but you just stay on course and stay on purpose. So as I speak to you today, you find the story of the girl that I was just speaking to you about is just the girl speaking to you today. And I managed to just go through the 7 phases of the personal growth areas. I was able to manage my emotions, build resilience, build emotional intelligence, and just to grow to capacity to who God meant me to be, to who God said I should be, not what my parents said, not what society said, not how my progress looked like, not how the people I studied with, how they were elevated so faster than me, but who I was really meant to be as Esther. And you find today I've grown to be a person who desires to see the same in my generation, a generation that is walking with hope, a generation that is encouraged, a generation that knows where their identity is, who they are as people, a generation that do not stay or get stuck on the setbacks, get stuck. If you finish school, you do not join for university immediately. You do not stay there, but you find ways of just navigating and moving up and rising above the obstacle. A generation that is willing to move into their purpose, not what they were told they should become while growing up. A generation that moves, does jobs or careers that are fulfilling to them, not just doing work because you're paying bills, because you have expenses, you have parents relying on you, you have black tax issues, but doing something that is fulfilling, doing something that impacts an entire generation, doing something that glorifies God, doing something that is not just for you, it's not just for I, but it's for an entire community, an entire, you want to bring a transformation into an entire generation. So as I conclude on these, I'll just love to echo these. Maybe you've not heard these for some time, or you've never heard of these, but I'll just like to echo these into your life today, that you're not behind, you're just becoming, you're progressing. It might look small, it might look like it's not moving as fast as you thought, but you are still moving and you're becoming. You are not lost, you're still discovering yourself. And we have said that purpose is discovered in motion. As you move, as you volunteer, as you do that job, as you do that service, as you do that training, just know that your purpose is getting unveiled, and you'll be able to walk into your God-given purpose within time, with time. You are not weak, you're just in training. Yeah, you are not like behind, you're not, it's not like you're not doing anything about your life, about your situation. It's not that you're that lazy. It's not that you're confused. You are in training and you're just in the preparation period. What you choose to do beyond the circumstance, the event, the situation is what matters. And you find that every step, every struggle, every delay is shaping you, and the better days are ahead. Your growth is unfolding, and it is all about progress over perfection. In the books of Psalms 90:12, it tells us, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. How I hope and pray, even as we have interacted today, that we'll have a reflective moment after these, just to reflect on our journeys, to reflect on our daily lives, our daily activities, our daily things that we engage in on a daily. Are they bringing fulfillment? What is my purpose? Who am I as a person? What was I born to do? I like us to just engage in those questions. And even as we do what we do on a daily basis, I like us to remember that for us to do all these things, we can't do it when we are burnt out. We can't do it when success is just about completing deadlines and us having validation, us compromising our values to be loved, to be accepted, to be heard. But it's about us just building that resilience, us just calming ourselves down and recollecting ourselves one more, to be able to do the things that we want to achieve, to be able to fulfill our God-given purposes. Yes, I love to end it at this point and probably receive questions. I'll hand it back to you, Harley, so that you can take it up from there. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Esther, for that inspiring session. You can already see from the reactions how people feel about your presentation today. We thank you so much for that enlightening session. I want to encourage you guys, if you have any question, any comment, feel free to raise your hand or put it in the chat, and I'll be able to read it out or just let you speak. And I think as I lead that Q&A session, let me ask the first question to you, Esther. Um, and I feel like this is something I personally have struggled with. And maybe I might be speaking also on behalf of some of us here. So, how do you get to that point where you say like, okay, I think this is my purpose and this is what I want to pursue? Personally, I don't know if I'm at that point where I feel I know what my purpose is, and I really just want to know, how do you get to that point where you just get to know that, yes, this is my purpose, this is what I want to pursue? That's my question. And then if you guys have questions or comments, put them in the chat or raise your hand. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Holly, for that. So I'll just be real as it is. So for you to be able to just reach to a point and say that this is what I was meant to do, this is what I was born to do, the first thing is just knowing what is your identity, who are you as a person, because you cannot do something if you do not know yourself as a person. So I'd like us to, you just to ask yourself first, who am I as Esther? Who am I even before? What am I, or what was I meant to do? So this question of who am I, whose am I, will be able to help you go to the next step of knowing, okay, like for me as Esther, who am I? Esther, I'm born again. This is what inspires me. These are my passions. This is what I love to do. This is what I love. When I do these things, I feel fulfilled. Like, for example, for me, the moment I was able to discover my purpose is me answering first the question of who am I? And by that, I got to notice it a few years back when I decided to give my life to Christ. And from there, I had a lot of notions, a lot of inceptions that, Esther, this is who you need to be, who you are. But then again, I came to rediscover myself, because you find that the word or the Bible tells us who we truly are. So I just began a journey of getting to know who I am through what the Lord or what God says about me. So when I knew this is what God says about me, then there was just an inner awakening as I do the things I do, if it's work, if it's ministry, if it's career. I began to notice there were certain things that I had in life that caused me a lot of pain, like having just negativity from my parents, my family, while I was growing up. So those things caused unhealed wounds. So I had said while we were discussing that purpose may come in different ways, either the passions, the things that you enjoy doing on a daily. It might come from your pain, from the gifts that you have, either singing or even preaching or just ministering or even just speaking to people. It might come from the burdens that you have in your heart. So for me, those pains, those traumatic moments were the turnaround moments for me, because this was pain to me and I could not bear it, seeing a generation who might be in that phase of just seeking validation, wanting to be heard, wanting to be known, wanting to just feeling that my success doesn't have to define who I am. Just getting out of that phase and just speaking unto a generation, being a voice unto a generation that, you know what, you don't have to be your performance, you don't have to be who they said you are, and just you developing into that phase and just making a transformative moment into the generation that you are in. So for me, the pain, my area of pain became my purpose. But first, I had to know who I am and whose I am so that other definitions from the society could not contradict who I am. Yes. So, Holly, I hope I've answered you and any other person who is having that conversation in mind. Yes, let's first know who we are as people, as a person, who are you? Then you can now try to just internalize yourself. What do you like doing? Do I love cooking? Do I love speaking? Do I love preaching? Your purpose is usually born from the things that you either love to do, from your pain, from that burden that you're seeing in society. I used to be in school some years back, and you'll find in school that you'll have people coming with torn t-shirts, torn dresses, and I will ask myself, and all the time the teachers could just be shouting at them, why are you coming with these to school? You should be decent. But as I investigated, as I took a step and talked to these people, you find that these people, they either had no money to buy the uniforms, or they were just coming from humble backgrounds. So just the burdens that you have, something that you see in the society that pisses you off each time you see it, and you desire to bring a change, that is your purpose in this world. Yes, so that's how you can discover, how you can be able to find your purpose. I can see someone on the chat saying, Jennifer, could we have the how to keep the track daily tips materials that you took us through? Yes, we'll be able to share. Then my question is, between mental health and mental wealth, which one do I need to prioritize first? So as we were starting, I said that there are two things: the mental health part and the mental wealth. So mental health is things that may affect how we think, feel, behave, handle stress, relate to others. And sometimes you find that these things might happen in our lives. We might have events in our lives, but then again, there are things that are just out of control, like you losing your job. That is out of control. Stress is inevitable. Like you just losing our loved one, grief comes in. That is uncontrollable. You tend to feel bad about it. You tend to think that maybe you should have done something better to prevent it, but that was out of control. That is about mental health. But mental health is where now these things are happening, these circumstances and situations are happening. But how do I move past it? How do I rise above it? Yes, mental health, you might be in that position of feeling stressed, feeling depressed, behaving like you don't want to see anyone, withdrawing from people, and also it might affect how you relate with others. But by mental health, we are saying, yes, these things are happening, but how do I move past it? How do I build? How do I become emotional stable even as the storm is continuing to unfold? How do I find clarity even amidst of these setbacks? So mental wealth is just you prioritizing safer places, safer courses, steps of actions, despite your mental health being disturbed. So I really acknowledge or encourage that even if we are having this state of mental health, state of feelings, or just disturbed circumstances, may we prioritize how we are going to rise above it. Because for us to fulfill our daily given, our God-given purpose, we have to be stable. We have to find clarity. We have to think straight and right so that we can be able to fulfill our purpose. Yes, I can see looks on you saying both are important. But even though you're trying to, your mental health is not that stable, I'll, I pray that we be able to just find ways of stabilizing and find ways of rising above the setbacks so that we can be able to achieve and attain our God-given purpose. You say Moses is saying, my question is that in a situation where one has discovered his or her purpose, how can one overcome the fears and chase after their purpose? Thank you for this. This is just is such an important question, Moses. So once you have discovered this is what I was meant to be in this society, then you have to think about not just the purpose, but why are you doing it? If it's something that will be a lifesaver to a generation, we are saying that we have to move past the setbacks, and these setbacks include the fears that we have, the inner voices that tells us you cannot do it, this is too big for you, you cannot achieve it. We have to rise above it so that we can be able to inspire a generation, so that we can be able to transform a generation with our God-given purpose. So Moses, if in case we are having these inner voices telling us otherwise, yes, they are inner thoughts, but what are we and what are we meant to do? We can move past the setback, we can move past the fear, we can move past the discouragements and just choose that this is not about me, this is about an entire generation, an entire society is waiting on me to just obey these instructions so that something can be fulfilled, something can change, a situation can change. So we have to find a way of just moving past the fear and all other voices. And this also comes in by just, it sprouts from knowing who we are. When we know who we are, we can be able to differentiate, this is who I am, and this is just the fears, this is just who the society says I am. From there, then you can be able to know, yes, this is who I am, this is my purpose, then what am I meant to fulfill? By knowing and answering these three questions, whatever comes in the way or on the way, we are able to move past it, because someone somewhere is just waiting for us to obey an instruction, is just waiting for us to go past our fears, to see, to give them hope that this can be done, this can be fulfilled, you can move past it. Yes. So, Hali, I can see those are the only questions. I'll hand it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Esther. Isaiah, I see you've raised your hand. You can go ahead and speak.
Thank you so much, Esther, for that mind-blowing and inspiring session. That was amazing. My question is, uh, there are times you have talked about slow growth in terms of purpose. Maybe there are times you feel the growth is quite slow. And thanks so much for teaching us or enlightening us that it is still glow. It might be slow, but it's still growth, and we should also appreciate that. So my question is, at times we might be pursuing purpose, and we reach at a point whereby maybe challenges come, situations come, and they make us maybe sometimes to kind of be slow or question our purpose, or maybe not really have the same motivation that we had when we were starting. So my question is, um, what what is that thing that can really motivate us when we feel like yes, we are living our purpose, but maybe the challenges are too much, and sometimes feeling like the purpose is not really there, or we are not really on the track like maybe when we were starting. So where should we get really that motivation? There are times maybe yes, you're pursuing your purpose, but there are times you feel like uh you are not even sure. You started so well, uh you are doing so well, but maybe challenges come, you don't have the energy, you don't have the motivation. So at that point, what should we do to get the momentum and the motivation? Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Isaiah. And it's a question that is very relatable to me as a person as well. And there are times I've been there, not one, not twice, a couple of times. But each time when, yes, the growth is slow or the progress is slow, I'm pursuing my purpose, yes, and challenges are there. Many, many challenges are there. And at times when I look at that, the only option might be giving up, and you're just like, it's not a must. It's not a must. There's this saying that goes around saying bora uhai. But then again, when like I'll just say, in these moments of despair, in these moments of feeling that you're feeling overwhelmed, yet you're just pursuing your purpose, in these moments whereby you're feeling the cost is not even worth it, just you pursuing the purpose, in these moments whereby you're just feeling to give up and just let go and choose to let someone else obey that instruction. I'd like us to remember that first, purpose is not something that you just want to do, it's a calling. And in the Bible, you find that most of the people, I'll use Jeremiah, for example, when he was being called, he saw a lot of things in him. He was too young and he could not be used by God because of the circumstances that were displaying in his life. But then again, you find this is God who built us and he knows us. He knows that at some point we'll feel like just letting go and letting things just be the way they want to be. But yet he tells us that he knew us before we were born. He's the one who formed us and he appointed us for a certain purpose. So in these moments of feeling this way, I like just for us to ask ourselves that, yes, this was my purpose, but what is the source? Where did it come from? Like, is it me who created it? Who is above it? Who is the master source of it? Even in the points whereby you're feeling like this is not worth it, and it's not even worth my energy, and nothing seems to be going as I desired. Why don't we go back to the source, our maker, and just ask, yes, this is what you made me to do. This is what I was meant to do, God, but it's not just working. Can we go back to a season or a moment of just praying about and laying down to the Father, because he knows each one of us by name. Then after praying, are we able to ask ourselves, yes, these are the happenings, but why am I doing this? Yes, challenges are here, but what was it? You just ask yourself, was anyone to be impacted by these? Was anyone to be helped by these, by the instruction that I'm to obey? Who will benefit if I do not give up? Who is helped if I do not give up on the way? I like us to look it in this way, just us going back to the source, praying about it, and just laying our frustrations, anxiety to the one who formed us, to the one who created the purpose in us, to the one who called us to do what we do. Even on the challenges on the way, we just leave it. Yes, we have made it known to the source. Now, what can we do next? And what we do next is just rising above. Yes, I might feel today I don't feel like doing anything. I might feel today it's not worth it moving on. But what is the end goal? Who will benefit if I do not give up? Who will benefit if I obey these instructions till the end? Who will benefit if I persevere through the challenges till the end? Who will benefit if I choose to encourage myself daily and I choose to affirm myself positively daily through the word? If I do stay back and just choose to leave it behind. Let's look at the larger picture. It's not us doing it. It's not for us alone. It's for an entire generation. The world is waiting on us to just obey a certain instructions for things to move, for a generation to be transformed, for minds to be renewed, for the Lord even to be glorified in our lives. So it's about the who will, not what am I feeling, what am I having at my disposal right now, what is my current situation saying, what about the challenges, but at the end goal for us to just finish the race powerfully, so that as we can see a change in our society, in our nation, in nations. Yes. Thank you. Back to you, Hali.
Thank you so much, Esther. Isaiah, I hope your question has been answered. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who was able to engage in this session. Thank you so much, Esther, for being such an inspiration to us this morning. We really do not take that for granted. And I just hope coming out of this session today, we all feel like we are a step closer towards finding our why. So thank you so much. I just want to remind you guys also that the Nuggets of Life social media handles and website and WhatsApp channel links have been sent to the chat. So if you want to engage with us on a deeper level, then that is where you'll find us. Feel free to go check out our pages, see what we do, check out our website, engage with us on the WhatsApp channel. We usually have these sessions bi-monthly, which is like after every 2 months. So we expect our next session to be around April, and we hope you guys will be able to join. And with that, I just want to wish you guys an amazing day, an amazing weekend. Esther, I want to kindly request you to share your presentation with me so that I can also share with the Nuggets of Life team that has not been able to join today. And yeah, guys, I'd just like to see your reactions there on how you feel about today's session as we come to a close. Thank you so much for everyone who joined us from Kenya, from Zambia. I saw there's someone from Lesotho. I hope I have said that right. Thank you so much. And I just want to wish you guys a good day and a good weekend. Goodbye, everyone. Feel free to leave the meeting